Okay, so hi everybody. This is Zoe, one of our students from last year who participated in the creative writing summer program, and I'm Leslie. I am I don't know, what would you call me? The
The
leader of
leader.
the pack.
Yeah.
the I don't know, but I'm kind of in charge of stuff. So I'm Leslie though. So yes, this video is just to give people an idea, like a perspective from a student who's actually done it and who's going to do it again this summer. Um, and which session are you doing again? Are you doing June or July?
I'm assuming June. I'm
Okay,
not quite sure actually.
okay, that's okay, that's okay. First question is, why were you willing to take a chance on a home program format last year?
Okay, well, I actually had heard from one of our friends about the camp from previous years when it wasn't at home,
Mm-hmm.
and she told me about, how much she learned and how much of a great time I guess she had.
Mm-hmm.
And also, when I heard it was a writing camp, I really love writing, and obviously, I guess a lot of people don't really do much of it at school. We do
Yeah.
next to no writing in school,
Yeah.
so I really wanted to improve my writing over the summer. So I thought I guess I would take the chance. So it would definitely
Mm.
help, and it definitely ended up helping my writing a lot.
Yay! Good, good, good. What did you think on day one? Like at the beginning of day one, by the end of day one, like was it strange being in somebody's house when we were? And I'm actually going to do a video where I just show people the house, which, as you know, is like small, but it's small, it's open and
It's
everything.
nice though, yeah.
Yeah. But what did you think on day one, just overall?
Well, I think everyone was really nice. There were a couple of returning campers and a
Mhm.
couple that were also new, and I
Mhm.
quickly learned kind of which were which, so you
Mhm.
could kind of
Mhm.
tell. But I think everyone was really positive and really nice. And then on day one, you and the assistants kind of helped us pick the topic that we were going to write about for the
Mhm.
next couple weeks and
Mhm.
started getting kind of more comfortable and getting to know each other. That's when we kind of learned about the different writing styles that everybody had. So some people were poets, some people were writing novels.
Mhm.
So I guess it was kind of the first day introducing each other. I guess I was a bit scared at first, but it definitely was not stressful at all, and everyone
Good.
was nice about it.
Good. And how many? Were there six of you last summer?
I think
Yeah,
so.
I think there were six. In the bathtub picture, I have six.
I think
Um,
one of them left after the first week. I
oh, that's
remember.
right. She was going out of town. She was only with us for 1 week, and
Right.
then Dale, remember, came
Mhm.
in. But anyway,
Right.
okay. Was it weird being in somebody's house for a camp experience?
Um, I guess it was a bit strange at first, but I don't think so at all. You didn't really notice that it was a house later on because when you're writing, once you kind of get comfortable, you don't really notice, I guess, what's around you. So if I was writing anywhere else, I would probably want to be sitting on a couch, or if I was in any other room, I feel like it wouldn't be that different.
Okay.
So I don't think it was that strange.
Okay, cool. And what were some of the activities that we did? Because of course I write out the stuff that we did, but I think it's different when people hear from an actual student who's been through it. Like, what kinds of things did we do?
Okay, well, we spent, I guess, most of the time just free writing. So we would go through a writing process, coming up with an idea, getting feedback on it. And then, I guess, we wrote for most of it. And then I think once a day, we all got together into one room. So we all gathered and then shared our writing. So we emailed it out to each other.
Mm-hmm.
And that was definitely really useful peer editing.
Mm-hmm.
So we
Mm-hmm.
did that for most of the time, and then towards the end, we were all kind of running out of ideas, I guess, type of thing. And then we took a field trip to the High Museum, where we went to some other exhibits there to get inspiration.
The
And
infamous
I remember
Coke.
that was really fun. Yeah, the Coke Museum.
That was
Um,
funny.
so yeah, we write for most of it, and there's a couple other activities. But I really like how it was just a lot of free writing time. It's not like 20 minutes on, then a break. You really have time to come up with ideas and
Mm-hmm.
work through all of them. And then if you ever need help, there's everyone around you
Mm-hmm.
to help you or come up with
Mm-hmm.
ideas or edit.
And when I would do lessons, what kinds of lessons would I do? Besides them being the best creative writing lessons ever, like
Right, yeah. Um,
besides that part,
well, uh,
it's okay. Like
lessons. I don't actually remember that much. So there was
what?
probably some.
You don't remember?
I
What?
remember lessons. I don't remember the topics of
No, no, no.
them.
That's fine. That's what I mean.
But
That's actually what I
I'm
mean. Like
sure
what
there
kinds
was
of
someone
stuff.
like there was probably character development and stuff
Yeah,
like that.
yeah, yeah. And I don't expect you to remember
Yeah,
like
no, I
that
definitely
too.
remember taking it into consideration for
Yeah,
what we were learning at the
yeah.
time. But
So,
sorry, I
because
don't.
I always tried to do lessons that are applicable to like the things, the kinds of projects that people are doing. So, like one of the interns who did poetry, she's a creative writing major at I can't remember the name of the college in New York, but she did a couple of lessons on poetry, and I did some lessons on fiction and creative nonfiction, and so everything was meant to be directly applicable. And the day is pretty short. It's only from 10 to 2. And so I always try to give like an hour or so for writing time. And then there's peer editing time. And then there's, workshop time. And then there's, and everything's not every day evenly distributed. We just kind of
Right.
went with the flow. And that was what I liked about the program is that we could
Yeah.
just kind of say, what's everybody feel like doing right now? And everybody's vote mattered because there weren't that many of us, and
Yeah.
so
I
um,
definitely remember, actually, I do remember the lesson. So, like, the poetry lesson, I mean, I'm not a poet, and it's
mhm.
not like I like poetry that much, but I
I
remember learning
remember
stuff from
that. Yes, you specifically. Yes,
Yeah,
Zoe.
so I definitely remember, I wasn't writing poetry, but I definitely learned about it, so I like being exposed to the different types
Yeah,
of writing, even though I was writing a fiction story,
yeah,
but
yeah.
I remember liking being exposed to the other types of writing
Because
that
we
other
talked
people
about
were
Mary
writing about.
Oliver. I remember that she was a poet that we listened to an interview with her. We read. Oh, now it's coming back from exact.
Yeah.
I forgot what we did too, but we listened to a short story by Grace Paley, and she's like a short story writer. And we listened to her. We listened to an interview with her. We studied her writing. So there would be like things where we'd actually do stuff, and then
Right,
there would be things we'd actually like just study writing, which
right.
I really think is something that's underrated. Um, what did you think of the group critique? Like, what did you feel like you learned from group critique?
I definitely thought that was really useful. I mean, that was one of my favorite parts because it was stuff like if I was writing something, I remember I think I was trying to write something to make it funny,
Mm-hmm.
but when everyone else was reading it, when they got to that part, they got confused type of thing. So, stuff that makes sense in my mind, it kind of gave me a perspective of what other people might think of it
Mm-hmm.
and what I guess a normal reader would think of it.
Mm-hmm.
So, maybe not someone who really likes that type of writing but is reading it. So, I definitely thought that was really useful overall, and
And you know what
I,
I felt like, and I feel like this every year, but the feedback that you get from other students, but they're writers too, and so they're going to critique you in a different way than another student who's like, yeah, that was really good. Like they'll actually give you feedback
yeah,
and say, I
yeah,
think you should change this, and I think you should change that. You know what I mean? It's like
yeah,
it's actual like feedback. It's not just,
yeah. And
wow, that
also,
was
what
awesome.
it seems what a lot of like language arts teachers at school do is they correct a lot on grammar, which I
Mm-hmm.
remember us
Yes.
kind of not thinking it was that important in the first
Right.
couple of drafts. So I definitely liked how it's a lot different than
Yes.
if we do anything in school. It's usually definitely not close to the same type of
Right.
critiquing.
The emphasis is always on content first for
Right,
us in terms of quality of content and everything. So
right,
yeah,
yeah,
because that can always be corrected later. So
yeah.
I didn't worry about that. And what did you think of the one-on-one critique with me? Because it would be me and an intern or both interns and me by myself, but I was always
Mhm.
in the mix with everybody. So what did you think of the one-on-one critique?
I also really liked that. I thought it was kind of cool, I guess, having more, I guess, like experienced and expert critiques, because it's one thing hearing what I guess a normal person would think of it, but another one, I mean, you write all the time, so another one thinking from a or what a fellow writer would think,
Mm-hmm.
I
Mm-hmm.
guess, and then also. I really liked how you guys had some ideas that helped me. So, I
Yeah,
mean, of
yeah,
course,
we
over the
did.
course,
Mm-hmm.
we got writer's block a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So, I remember I added a plot twist towards the end of my story,
Mm-hmm.
and then I
Mm-hmm.
had no clue where to go from there.
Mm-hmm.
And then I guess everyone's joint efforts helped me come up with an ending that
Yeah, yeah, we did
really
have a
cool.
lot of ideas for your story. Yeah.
Right, yeah.
And what did you think of the other students?
I think it was I really liked all of them.
And in terms of them being strong writers.
Definitely, yeah. So thought it was really cool how I remember there was one poet, someone who was writing a whole novel, someone who wrote really short stories, so like 1 or 2 pages, and I was writing a novella, so I was writing about 10 or 20 pages.
Mm-hmm.
So we were all different types of writers. But it was kind of cool because even though we were all different types of writers, when we went to stuff like field trips to the High Museum and we got inspiration, it was almost like we were competing, I guess, to incorporate those types of ideas into our different types of writing. So I thought it was really cool how they were really creative and definitely really helpful in my writing.
Cool. So what makes you want to come back, besides everything you just said? Like, what makes you want to come back this year? Besides
well, of course, yeah. So, well, I think it was definitely really beneficial to my writing. Like I said, I do almost no writing in school or outside of then, so it's almost like a really compact 2 weeks of a really good teacher to camper ratio. So, I mean, I really liked the lessons. I do remember them. I just don't remember the content, but I really liked the.
I loved it. I just don't remember any of it. No, I'm just kidding. I understand what you mean.
I don't remember the specifics, but I do remember them being really useful to my writing. So I mean, writing on your own can be good, but it's not always improving. So I really like having experts around me to help improve my writing, and just it being really compact. So it's just a really good 2 weeks altogether.
Cool.
I guess.
Cool. Well, we look forward to having you back, and I'm getting like ideas all the time for stuff that I want to teach you all, and I'm so excited about like doing that. So thank you, Zoe.
Thank you. We are actually talking about other ideas for field trips if you're interested. No?
Yeah, I am, but I'm just I listen to everything. I would listen to it as long as it's. No,
we were just talking about like we were around that area really recently and stuff like the Beltline, the Atlanta Beltline. We were thinking for ideas because there's art all along there. I know
that's
nothing.
True. Actually, that's a really great idea. I thought you were gonna say something like, I don't know, McDonald's bathroom or something like. Let's all see if we can cram into a stall this time. Like I was like preparing myself for the
actual
worst.
ideas like the Beltline, and we were thinking like Krog City Market is right there too. We were around there the other day, so definitely a bunch of ideas. Yeah. I'm really excited.
You should have stopped by. You should have told me you were in the area. Arden and I would have, welcomed the visit. I'm sure Arden will be making a guest appearance at some point. Hopefully not streaming as much, but yeah. So, and one thing I did want to say is that when you were talking earlier about the writing, like everybody had their own individual project, and everybody decided. We kind of helped you guys craft your ideas. You said, "Well, I have this idea," and we talked about how to craft it, but it wasn't like I assigned you an idea. You had an idea, and then we gave you feedback, and we did do that like either on day 1 or day 2 to get you guys going immediately on your independent projects. So
yeah, we sat down with I had topics and characters kind of ideas, but I feel like if you guys weren't there, the story would have had a lot of plot holes and just a lot of imperfections that were easily fixed by having other people's opinions.
Yeah, cool. Okay, well, thank you so much, Zoe.
Thank
great
you.
To see you.
Looking forward to this year.
Yay! I can't wait to see you.
Can't wait to see you too.
All right, bye. Thanks so much.
Bye.